This film also had the creepiest Santa.
Oh my god, yes! We need to find the fourth dimension, and by finding all these tiny little perfect things that happen in our neighborhood or in our town or whatever, we're gonna find the fourth dimension, and we're missing one. I'll pick Andrew Garfield. Peter 3.
Peter 3.
Ooh, that comic book filter.
This green ball?
This green tennis ball is Vecna,
Yes.
Yeah. We're talking about Chippendales the dancers, right? Not Chippendales the chipmunks? Okay, I was just making sure. I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about.
Hello, Cinema Peeps.
Hello, Cinema Peeps.
Oh, I'm not tired. You're tired. Oh. And I know I shouldn't complain that I'm cold, but this AC is very cold.
Oh, no.
I know, poor baby.
Too chilly for you?
I know. It's kind of warm today, but on the days where it was like almost 30, it was very nice to have a cool space to come back to. Well, I didn't watch anything new this week. I think we just caught up on Ted Lasso.
Okay.
But then my aunt and uncle were down, and we were like, oh, you love this show, Ted Lasso. We were really hyping it up, so then we had to watch it. So we rewatched a bunch of episodes, about, I think, the first 4 from season 1.
Nice.
It was a crazy look back, for sure.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
So we were just talking about it, like, 2 weeks ago now. My God. Oh, my God.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it was just wild to see how much the show has changed from season 1 already to 3.
And honestly, I know we were saying last time too, we're like, how are they going to fit like all the rest of the story in within the next like 3 episodes? And I mean, they do fit a lot in a good way. Like, it's a good pace, I find. I don't feel like they're trying to rush to fit a bunch of stuff in, and they're not leaving anything out. So they could potentially wrap this all up nicely by the end. We'll see.
We'll hope they stick the landing. Fingies crossed.
Hopefully, yeah.
Fingies crossed. Right? Ooh. But yeah, it was wild to watch back from season 1. Because I was even thinking when we were talking about it a couple weeks ago, how like I feel like even though the show's called Ted Lasso, I feel even especially this season, has very little to do with him. Yeah, he hasn't really been the main focus this season that much. Which is okay, because he's still, at least we get his anecdotes in there, and you know, we still get a little bit of him, and he comes in with his inspirational speeches and stuff like that. But I don't know, I kind of like it that way, because yeah, we got to, or he found his sea legs, I guess, or he found his place among everybody. So that was kind of the gist of the whole thing. And now that that's happened, it's kind of nice to kind of get the rest of the characters. Like more focus on more time on their stories and stuff, I guess. Yeah, but also we've grown to love them all, so yeah, want to squeeze in everybody the best we can, squeeze them all in. But yeah, what did we leave off on? Oh, the charity dinner episode. Oh yeah. And then literally the next episode, Ted comes into Rebecca's office and is chatting, and she goes, oh, this is because I opened up to you last night, wasn't it? And he was like, howdy, yeah. And she was like, that was a mistake. And he's like, no, it's not a mistake. No, don't say that. It's just funny watching her arc again. Very good. Very well done. Definitely. Very funny. I keep thinking I'm going to watch some new stuff, and then it just doesn't happen. Well, you'll eventually. You've been a busy lady lately, so you've had good excuses. But I noticed earlier that you were wearing a Guardians of the Galaxy shirt. Dun, dun, dun. So speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, I did go see Volume 3. You did? I did, yes. Oh, hell yeah. I have seen nothing. Oof. I was excited because Ant-Man and the Wasp movie was now on Disney+. So yeah, like, cool, Quantumania's out. I haven't seen it yet, but that'll be also on the list. Well, we also have to watch Wakanda, too, but oh, yeah. So, I mean, I guess in movies, we're only behind those two and the Guardians one, but nice. I would like to see it in theaters. Yes. But, anywho's pickle, how was your impressions of it? Did you like it? Share all the details. Okay, so not too much. No, not too much. Leave some room for the imagination. Yes. Well, I definitely started
out last week, since we didn't have an episode last week. I started out rewatching the first two just to kind of get a refresher.
Good idea.
Which is probably a good idea. I mean, unless you really remember a lot of stuff. Apparently, I've been told I didn't watch it, and maybe it would have been a little bit helpful. I'm not 100% sure, but I was told watching the holiday special is also important.
Okay.
There's a couple of things.
We watched it last holiday, yeah.
Okay, because I guess there's a couple of things in there. They're not, like, significant, but if you watch this new one, you might be like, wait, did I miss something?
Yes, the new Marvel thing, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was told. I didn't get around to watching the holiday special, but now that I've seen it, I'll probably go back and watch it just to be like, oh, okay. But overall, it was really well done. James Gunn, freaking creative homeboy. He knows his shit. He knows what he's doing. And I'm glad that he got to come back for this one. I will say though, I was not emotionally prepared for it.
Oh no.
Mainly because I was, being the other two having the reputation that they do, I was expecting kind of a fun buddy film. This one's a lot darker. So I will just give you a heads up on that.
Okay.
Be ready for some darkness.
Ooh, okay.
In a good way though. It's really well done.
Okay.
So yes. I don't want to give away too much more. But yeah, so that yeah. I'm trying to think of what else I can say without, like, it still has its humor, not quite as much as the first two. So again, like I said, just be prepared for the emotions. And
no, I'm not prepared. I don't have emotions. Emotions are weird.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much else I can really say that's not gonna give it away that I can think of, but yeah, like I said, props to James Gunn. I'm really glad that he got to come back and do this as the final. Oh, that was the other thing too. I guess I probably should have known that, but I didn't realize this was going to be the final installment of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So now that I know that, makes sense. But again, yeah, it's great that he got to come back and do it. I think because if they had stuck with not having him come back for it, they probably would have butchered it. And the nice thing too is I don't know if they just gave him full creative control and said, yeah, do what you want with this because we screwed up in firing you and we saw what you could do with the DC stuff and we're like, please help us out because you're our saving grace. But I feel like they just let him, because he like James Gunn's known for the darker kind of horror, more not cynical, but like just darker stuff, right? And so I think, yeah, he just kind of either decided that this is what he wanted to do to kind of like show us his chops in that, I guess, as far as in Marvel and in the Disney side of things. But yeah, it was really well done. That's all I can say.
Ooh, excellent. I did see a article floating around that I didn't spoil too much, but it was alluding that Dave Bautista and Zoe were not, like, this was going to be maybe their final Guardians movie. Same with Karen Gillian. Yeah, but I mean, she also made a post talking about how this will be the last appearance for Nebula.
Yeah.
But
yeah, from what it sounds like, I think it's just Chris Pratt's character who's going on. But yeah.
So that is interesting. So again, I don't know if it means that they're dead or what have you, because I haven't seen the movie yet. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I would say, like, out of all the side things from like Marvel, I think Guardians is probably one of my favorite.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So it is a little disappointing, but at the same time, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like, the universe is just getting so big with Marvel, so at some point you kind of have to be like, okay, these characters are now done.
Yeah.
But still leave obviously the door open for them to come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much. And again, like you were just kind of saying how it's like, oh, like, you're glad you rewatched the movies, and then it's like, oh, you have to watch a Christmas special.
Yeah.
Like you said, it doesn't sound like it's necessary, but it's at that point where it's like every little thing you have to keep up with, and it's like
it becomes homework after a while. And even just explaining it to my mom, because my mom was curious, she was like, oh, so how was the movie? And I'm like, Okay, because she doesn't watch any of them.
Let me
right?
just sit you down. Here's my whiteboard with all the strings.
Yeah, exactly.
of it.
And she just kind of had like the
Explain it
deer
to
in the
you.
headlights look at me, just very like, and she's like, I'm trying so hard to understand what you're saying, but she's like, was it at least good? I'm like, yeah, it was good. She's like, okay, that's good.
It's like say with my folks when we come back from a movie and we try to explain something, they go,
Yeah.
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 They're like,
Basically.
was it good? And we're like, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But no, it was definitely a good send off for these characters, I think. And I was talking to a friend over the weekend too about Marvel and everything, and how they were saying that like lately they felt like the Marvel movies have kind of just been jumbled a little bit, and there's just nothing because like and you, as you know, like the thing that was the excitement of the start of the Marvel franchise was, you know, we had like the main Avengers, and they each got their own movie to kind of establish who they were and what they could do, and then in the midst behind that there was this big bad that was kind of leading up to. And so it was, you know, first it was the Avengers, and then we had the Age of Ultron. That was the next big thing, but there was always talk of this, like, Thanos guy in the background. And so it was like, that was the big thing to go see these movies for, was, you know, was the lead up to this big bad villain, and that brought all these characters together in this big kind of crossover, right? And it's like, now that Thanos is gone, and he was kind of like the ultimate big bad, who's next, right? So right now we're kind of like floating in the middle of limbo. Although I will say the villain in this Guardians movie was, like, he was really good.
Ooh.
So I don't know if he's planning to like be a permanent villain going forward or whatever, but like he was pretty scary.
Yeah. That is a good point. Like, it's just like all these movies like built up to one big bad, and now it's like,
Right?
Because I know he's in Ant-Man Quantumania. And I'm blanking on his fucking character name. But he also appeared in the Loki series.
Okay.
And he's kind of like a multiverse villain, is the best way to describe him. But, and again, maybe this is what having like knowledge of the comics would be useful. Because like, I don't know what his deal is. Khan the Conqueror. No, that's Star Trek. No, I'm dumb. Yeah, I can't remember his name. I shouldn't even try to think of that. I knew he was Pickle. So like, yeah, so he was kind of introduced in Loki as like this multiverse kind of villain. But I believe the next coming movies are like Secret Invasion. I think one of them's like Wrath of Khan, because again they're doing another Avengers 2-parter. But like at this point, like, yeah, like all the fucking Avengers movies up to that point, you knew Thanos was the end game.
Yeah.
You knew that was coming. And at this point, I'm like, I couldn't tell you who. I couldn't tell you what's happening. There's a lot of things happening.
Right?
Got,
and you had all the
mystical stuff. And
Yeah. And you had all each like group of people, or at least one of them had an Infinity Stone. So at least you kind of could connect the dots with him that way, and you knew that he was trying to collect all of them. So you're like, oh shit, like, oh, the Guardians have one, Vision's got one, someone else has one. Oh my god, like, what are we gonna do, right?
And then, yeah, leading all back up to Thanos. But at this point, I can't fucking tell you a single thing. I can tell you there was some multiverse stuff for a hot second.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know if that's coming back. Like, you have, like, the Eternals, and you have those big floating gods.
Which they were kind of hinting at in No Way Home, I think, right? There was, like, some sort of... They were trying to connect that, I think, maybe?
I see, that's the problem. I can't fucking tell. I don't fucking know anymore.
Right?
It's too confusing at this point. But
yeah.
will I still watch it all? Yeah, probably. Like, I'll sit here and complain, but guess what? I'm coming out to watch that shit.
Right?
So, what can I really complain about at this point?
Now that they have the okay to, like, they own the X-Men now, so now they have to figure out how to bring them and I'm assuming Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool in as well. And
yep.
Yeah, it's just a lot. Yeah.
A little too much. Although I was just thinking, I don't know, like my brain apparently just doesn't work as good today, but I mean, it's already May, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, maybe this is a bold statement, but Guardians is kicking off the summer movies.
Oh, yeah, technically.
So, like, do we want to check some of them out and see which ones we want to watch and which ones we're probably not going to get to at all?
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
Because, I mean, Guardians is definitely high on the list.
Oh, yeah.
I just brought up one from Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah,
Rotten
I mean they even
Tomatoes.
have Guardians kicking it off, but I feel like May is kind of like at least the start. You know,
Usually it is the start. Yeah. We've got the new Flash movie coming out.
Yes, that's in June. But
Yeah.
we also have the Blackberry movie coming out.
Oh yes, Blackberry.
This whole trend. Oh, okay, slightly different topic. Pivot for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
We were on Apple watching Ted Lasso, and apparently there's a documentary on there called Still with Michael J. Fox.
Yes. One of my mom's friends watched it. And she said it's really well done.
Excellent, because I think the family and I are gonna watch it.
Yeah, same. Also,
So, random pivot.
there's a really good documentary. I don't know if you'd have any interest in it. On Netflix called Almost Australian, and it stars Professor Sprout.
Professor
From Harry
Sprout.
Potter, but I guess she became an Australian citizen, I think 6 years ago, or at least 6 years since this documentary was made. And she wanted to travel around Australia to kind of like figure out what it means to be an Australian citizen and like, you know, all this kind of stuff. My mom just kind of stumbled upon it on Netflix and started watching it. And then I happened to be in the room and joined in on watching it with her. And she's like, yeah, it's the actress who plays Professor Sprout from Harry Potter. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cute. So it was a cute little documentary. It's only 3 episodes, but it's just her like traveling around Australia, and she's really funny. Holy, she's so funny.
That's adorable. I will definitely put that on the watch list.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna skip a couple because I've never heard of some of these movies. Oh, we have Fast X.
Ugh, yeah. I swear to God, I heard, and I guess everybody changes their minds, but I heard Vin Diesel say that he was gonna do one more Fast and Furious movie after Paul Walker passed, and that was it. But it's been 12 since now.
Yeah, no, cha-ching, money. I just can't believe Vin Diesel, Jason Momoa, Charlize Theron, Brie Larson, like and I think even Helen Mirren has been in a couple.
Oh my God.
Like at this point, there's no stopping like part of me like kind of want to watch like some of the beginning ones maybe because I hear they're more. Ones? Yeah, I hear they're a little more heistier, which I feel like I would be into.
Personally, the first 2 and Fast 5, or 4 or 5, I think are my favorites because I think that's the other thing that I've kind of lost interest in them too is the stunts aren't.
Oh fuck! Did I save that meme? Fuck, I can't remember if I saved it. I'm gonna maybe have to find it, but it was like this thread of like at what point do you find like Fast 5 like or the Fast like what is like the most unbelievable thing in the Fast and Furious series? And one of them was just like really stupid. One was just like, I can't believe John Cena is like Vin Diesel's younger brother.
Oh.
But then a lot of them were like the stunts of like when The Rock did this and he's like hanging off a car and he grabs a missile with his bare hands and like throws it back off course to hit a guy. And then they're like when Vin Diesel like grabbed a car and he like grabs a car and I'm just like,
yeah,
wow.
It just the stunts became more and more unrealistic, and I mean I guess that's part of why they still enjoy doing them is because they're trying to up the ante every time of all the different stunts they can pull off.
Sure, there's upping the ante, and then there's like, okay, like I mean, obviously there's no writers on set anymore, but like if I was like the continuity writer or something and I just saw that, I'd be like, well, my job's done. Like,
right?
What the fuck? How do you want me to explain this away, people? How?
Yeah.
How, what, where, and why?
Exactly, right?
Like,
so, yeah.
nah.
I would highly recommend the first few. They're definitely really good and have a lot more kind of the adrenaline rush that you would hope for in those types of movies, which is, I guess, why they were so popular back then. Yeah. But yeah, everything after that, I don't know.
Maybe that'll be part of my summer, movie thing.
That's
maybe.
A great idea.
Right?
Nice.
Again, then it's like you pick a thing, and then it's like I have to figure out where to watch them. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the steps go.
Also, speaking of Brie Larson, I'm not sure when the date is. I'm assuming it's not a summer release, but
November 4th.
Okay, of the Marvels?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, 4th I'm not 100% sure on, but I know it's November.
Okay, cool. I was just going to say, speaking of Brie Larson, they did show the trailer for it during Guardians,
Yes.
and it looks actually really good.
I'm actually excited, but again, I haven't seen the TV series.
No, I haven't
with the younger
either.
actress, so I have to do just back to homework, but focus hard. focus hard. We can do it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I keep getting trailers for White Man Can't Jump, and I know that's a remake.
Oh, really? They're doing a remake?
I think that because that was in the 80s. I'm not sure on that date, but yeah, I keep getting and I'm like, okay.
We also have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse coming out.
Oh, bro, I'm so part 1.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only parters I'm excited for. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I get more. Like,
and supposedly there's a new Indiana Jones, but from what I've heard, it's not good. So I'm nervous.
Hell yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, nothing beats the original trilogy, but we'll see.
Right. And then we have Little Mermaid, which has everybody's fucking panties in a knot.
Oh, I don't understand why.
Just watch the little, like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It was funny. I was watching this video of this guy theorizing, like, not really theorizing, but, like, trying to be like, what would mer people look like?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, how, basically it was, like, it broke down to the video of all these like interesting facts about like how fish and other like mammals survive at sea and stuff, and then using those character traits to like build up the mermaid. it was a pretty ugly thing, but you know what? I was thinking about it last night, and it looked very similar to a sketch from that SNL did with oh my god, Kate McKinnon.
Oh yeah.
And they're like the mermaids, and they're like, oh, here's our other sister, and I can't remember, like, her name's Agatha or something, and she's just like the ugliest. But like, to be fair, from like this theorizing video I just watched, I was like, you know what though? Like, that's pretty similar with how it would actually kind of, I guess, look to survive in the actual ocean. So
yeah. I
found that very entertaining.
That's
funny.
And
I mean, I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm low-key kind of, even though I know it's 100% a cash grab, I'm kind of low-key. I want to see what they do. I know everyone's like, CGI fish and it's bad. I'm like, honestly, yeah, but like, I've also seen worse. Like, I don't like, I don't know. It's funny to me sometimes where there's like some CGI people are like dead set that it's awful, and other times it's like, huh? Again, speaking of the Fast and Furious movie, it's like, okay, so we, like, that's our level of, like, you know, again, apparently it's A-okay for The Rock to throw a live missile from the side of a car, but God forbid I look at a realistic fish. But, you know, what a tomato.
Yeah.
I don't know what the machine is.
There's Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
Yes. Oh, Rise of the Beast, yeah.
Which has got me wanting to watch the original Transformers again, because I actually really enjoyed the original Transformers
Did you watch the Beast Wars one?
I did not.
That one, I don't know why. I really liked it as a kid. We had like a VHS, again, date myself a little bit. We had like VHS tapes, and back in the day, you know, you couldn't buy like a whole season of something. Like, I think they did this on purpose, at least for kids. I just remember for a lot of kids media, you would have to get like a lot of individual VHSs because they'd only have like 3 to 4 episodes maybe, depending on the length. So we have one that had like 4, or maybe we had 2 that had like 3 on each one. So we had like the first couple, and I remember watching them a lot as a kid, and I don't know why. I really liked it. The Transformers land on Earth, but I think at that point it hadn't been populated yet by humans, so it was like not quite prehistoric, but you know. So then they were their ship crashes, and they have to scan whatever available life forms that are there, so they can mask their shell of their mechanic stuff. So there was a cheetah, a rat, a gorilla for like stand-in Optimus Prime, and there was a white lion, a tiger. It was I don't know why. It was probably the dumbest thing on planet Earth. I'm sure if I rewatch, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cringe. But as a kid, I was like, fuck yeah.
Hey, you like what you like as a kid. You know, there's no explaining it.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Transformers, but if it's 3 hours, then absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, the first one was Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. As much as, you know, you think about it now, you're like, eh. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. Like, they definitely had a lot of good jokes and stuff in there.
Everybody was like, who wants to watch that? And then you saw it and you were like, okay, Michael Bay, we'll give you this one.
Yeah, everyone's Michael Bay. Oh, Michael Bay. But then you watch it and you're like, yeah, you know what? It's actually
to be fair,
good.
After that, it went downhill pretty quickly. But like the start of it, like, bang.
Because it was a good it was a good cast of people. Each one of them brought something funny to the story and stuff, and like it was good action. I enjoyed it.
It was dope. Oh yeah, the Elemental, the new Pixar film, which I'm sure will make everyone cry. Mm-hmm. Although, I don't know. I saw the full trailer of it recently, and I was like, that's not kind of where I thought it was going. But you know what? Whatever.
Interesting.
And then you had The Flash.
Yep.
June 16th. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. I don't know. I want to go see it because after all this time waiting, I know a lot of people are like, we shouldn't go to support Ezra Miller. And I'm like, I get it, but I
think a lot of people are just curious now. And I honestly,
reviews are... Everyone's like early people who've gotten copies of this, they say it's really good. Well,
and I'd rather I guess you're still technically supporting him in some ways, but I feel like I'd rather go to support the people who actually made the film, and like the director who did it was the guy who directed the It movies, the remake of the It movies, and I really like him, so I'm gonna go for that reason at least.
Right.
And the possible, again, don't know if this is true, so I don't want to start like getting my hopes up for it, but there was rumors that possibly Grant Gustin might have a cameo in here. They did interview him and ask him about it, and he went, no, but he kind of like, he was, it wasn't convincing, so I'm like, okay, well, we'll see.
Right, one would hope, but yeah, I don't know. I've just been waiting for this movie for so fucking long. Yeah. I'm just like, so it better be fucking good.
I feel like having Michael Keaton as Batman is kind of the saving grace of it, really.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. Oh, yeah. Astro City, the next Wes Anderson art piece creation.
Yes.
Indiana Jones. Yeah, June 30th is when it comes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a Barbie movie coming out at some point too, isn't there?
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, I'm pretty excited. My friend was like, she's like, I really want to see it, and I was like, I'll go with you. Like, I
just don't understand what it's about.
Ready. Me neither. But I'm just gonna go in and be like, "What's up? I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world."
Part of me feels like it's gonna be a real like dark satire kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
like yeah.
Judging by like the full, like I guess it wasn't technically a full trailer, but at least gave us more info than before. It definitely seems like that weird dark satire.
Yeah,
and I mean
like Ryan Gosling's usually into that kind of stuff, so I'm like, okay, interesting. We'll see how this goes.
Right, he was doing an interview where he's talking about how he found his daughter's Ken doll just like face down in the mud in the backyard, and he's like, yeah, I have to tell Ken's story. I was like, all right, cool beans, man. Whatever motivates you.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Oh my god, really? They're still... See, there's another one.
Ooh, Haley Atwell.
Props to Tom Cruise. I think he's a great filmmaker, and he's clearly very passionate about what he does. But it's one of those films where it's just like you go to see what the auntie's been up to. Like same thing with the Fast and Furious movies.
At least like for Mission Impossible, like upping the ante, at least it makes sense to some. I know it's a spy movie, and it's like already disbelief, but he's not fucking throwing missiles out of a car.
Yeah.
And normally they're like, how can we push the process of filmmaking? Where he like scaled that like building in the fucking Middle East.
One. Yep.
Yeah. Where he like scaled part of that, figuring out how to film that. Or again, the Top Gun movies, figuring like how do you film inside an airplane?
Or literally film himself diving out of a airplane.
yeah. So at least like like the filmmaking's being pushed. So like I don't know, again, would he survive? Probably not, but like at least I don't know, to some degree at least like I can enjoy that, whereas anyways, sorry, Fast Five. So yeah, Barbie's coming out July 21st. Don't know what you want. Man, there's every time I'm like, I know what the summer movies are, and I'm scrolling, I'm like, nope. Oh, The Haunted Mansion on July 28th.
Oh.
I've actually seen a couple trailers, and again, I know these are just cash grabs, but I'm already like, I'm excited. Like, I don't know what. I'm apparently the most gullible person on planet Earth. I'm just like, yeah, sequels. They're trying to take my money. But every time I see a trailer, I'm like, oh!
Is it a reboot or is it a sequel, though?
That's a great question. The vibe I get is reboot.
Okay.
Not maybe sequel, but I could be wrong.
Interesting.
And I'm open to being wrong. I didn't see any mention of like, and I mean, it's been a while since I've watched the Eddie Murphy version, so
yeah.
I don't know if they really maybe have any callbacks to him and his family or not.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's a new family, and from what I remember in the first one, they didn't have any, but like they were the kind of the ones, right? He was like, "Oh, I bought this house," and like the people who were there, the ghosts, sorry for the spoilers, everybody, lure them to the house, where it seems like maybe this new family's bought the house and they have a bunch of like ghost hunters coming in.
Oh.
So I feel like that might add like a really interesting and fun dynamic.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Because I think Owen Wilson's like one of like the ghost hunters. There's like another guy, and Tiffany Haddish I think is one as well.
Okay,
so,
yeah, that could be funny.
Right? So I was like, okay.
Yeah, different story. I'm interested.
Right? All right. Mega 2, The Trenches with the giant shock thing.
Ugh.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Gran Torino. All right, here's where I'm getting down to like, what? These are movies coming out? What's happening? Strays. What is this? Ready for Doug. Will Ferrell leads an all-voice star cast in this adult live-action animal adventure about a naive border terrier named Reggie who is abandoned by his deadbeat owner and decides to make the trek back home to exact his revenge with a gang of strays by his side.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe we'll watch that later. Oh yeah, The Blue Beetle's coming out in August.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next DC project. I know nothing about Blue Beetle, but like it seems like it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Again, maybe my bar's just really low. I'm just like, yeah, it looks cool. Hell yeah. All right, and that's it for the list. But like I said, there's a whole bunch of other ones, but I didn't mention them because I've either not seen any trailers or any promotional stuff for them. So
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna make a comment on something.
I'm sure there's a few horror movies in there too.
Oh yeah, there definitely was. Yeah, none that popped out at me right away. But
yeah,
there's definitely some horror.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got a couple interesting things across the board. We have obviously our superhero movies, but you know, a couple animated films here and there. But what am I most excited for?
It's hard to say, really, because like I mean, like as we were saying earlier, all of the big build-up movies that you would go to see, you know, for all these stories that they were telling are kind of done now, at least for a little while. So I really have nothing that I'm like super looking forward to seeing because I am, you know, gonna get something out of it. It's just more I'm interested to see what this is about, so I'll go see it kind of thing, right? I was told that there was there was a Hunger Games reboot or Hunger Games.
Yeah, but I think that's coming out again closer to winter as well.
Gotcha.
Just kick off the winter movies that come out. Yeah, I don't know. I think if I had to pick one, probably The Flash is probably the closest one. But yeah, I feel like you, like there's a lot where I'm just like, what is this? And again, this doesn't include like streaming services now, which is kind of crazy now that we have to also like
add them
not
to
also
the list too.
Right, but that's like another layer. But I mean, obviously I am excited for anything regardless on if it comes out on a streaming platform or comes out in theaters.
Yeah,
I just like watching movies,
right? Although I will say I miss being able to go to the movies, like go to the movie theater to see movies and stuff like that. So I think I might try. I know I've said this in the past, but we'll see even more so now. I'll try and make more of an effort to actually go to the movie theater to see the movies that I want to see. So yeah. Same.
Right? I've just not been very good lately.
It's all good. That's okay. You know what? It's all good.
It's all good. But yeah, I think maybe I'll try this summer to watch a couple of the Fast and Furious movies.
Nice.
And I'll keep you guys posted.
That sounds like a great idea.
As I watch them. Because it feels weird, because I feel like usually around the summer we usually have like one big thing like we're looking forward to. So we're like, oh, let's prepare for it. But it's like, oh, they're just like a lot of little things.
Little things, yeah.
A lot of little things.
And there's a lot of shows that are wrapping up around this time too. So we're gonna have to find a new set of either shows or movies to like start looking forward to watching and being a part of.
Maybe we'll have to go back in the library. I mean, we always talk about maybe this is the time we start doing Chuck. Who knows?
Yes.
That's a special episode on Chuck.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
We'll have to see.
But I think on that note, that's it for the podcast today, I think.
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Thank you all for tuning in. If you have a comment on any movies this summer you're looking forward to watching,
yes,
please leave it down in the comments down below. Also consider leaving us a deuce. If you know, you know. And consider subscribing to two pretty cool gals in my opinion. But what do I know? But yeah, we'll keep you up to date. I know everything. But yes, we'll definitely keep you guys up to date of what movies we're watching over the summer. And like I said, if I figure out where I can watch some of the Fast and Furious movies, I'll give you my update on that as well.
Hell yes.
But until next time, watch all the content, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Monkey. And slap. Don't knock out over things. Nailed it.